This is a video for Envision lessons 9.3 and 9.4. Both involve dividing whole numbers by unit fractions. 9.3 involves more model making, and 9.4 involves using multiplication to do this. Here's your funny for the day to show you how well I understand fractions. I only did half my homework. Not funny. Okay, but it is a little bit. A fact I want you to keep in mind is how multiplication and division relate to each other. Those two operations, multiplication and division, are opposite operations. You can uncheck one by using the other, right? So the math word we say for opposite operations is we call them inverse operations. Inverse. Multiplication, division are inverse. Addition, subtraction would be inverse operations. The first question I want us to look at is a sandwich shop preparing large wraps and cuts them into fourths. Each fourth is one serving. William buys 5 whole wraps for a party. How many servings in all will he get? Solve this any way you choose. One wrap gives him 4 servings. He buys 5 of them. Good. Well, let's look at Amy and Ramey's work. Amy does this by finding out what he gets from one wrap. One wrap, she says, gives him 4 servings. And then she takes that concept and multiplies that by the 5 wraps he bought to get a total of 20. Where Ramey just made the whole visual here, he took 5 and he split it up into fourths. So he said, 1/4 of what number would give me 5? And he said it'd have to be 20. He took 5 whole ones and divided into fourths, and he got 20. If a bottle of liquid plant food contains 3 cups, how many plants would you be able to feed? Explain why your answer makes sense. So in this bottle of plant food, I have 3 cups of plant food. I need 1/8 per plant. So I need to figure out how many eighths there are in 3 cups. The equation I'm going to use is 3 divided by 1/8. So how many 1/8 are there in 3? One strategy is to use a model. Look at, I have 8/8 in 1, another 8/8, and another 8/8. For 8, 16, and 24 in 3. I'm using a model and a multiplication to solve that division problem. 3 divided by 1/8 is 24. 8 times 3. You check to see if it makes sense by using multiplication. If I took my quotient, 24, and I multiplied it by what my divisor was, 1/8, I'd get 24 over 1/8, or 24/8, which equals 3. This works because the inverse relationship between multiplication and division applies to fraction computation too. The division equation, 3 divided by 1/8 is 24, is true because 24 times 1/8 is 3. Try this one. 3 being divided up into 6. What is 3 divided by 1/6? That's exactly right, and you could use multiplication. There's 6 in 1, and if I have 3 of them, 3 times 6 equals 18. How would you solve this problem? 4 being divided into eighths. You could use multiplication as a principle here. I could look at what 1 being divided into eighths would be, and that'd be 8. And if I have 4 of them, I could use multiplication and say 8 times 4 equals 32. Or I could draw a model. 1, 2, 3, 4. Being divided into eighths, all of them. And I could count up how many little rectangles I have, and I'd have 32. Whatever way you prefer, they both are the right answer. Same concept. One ball of dough can be stretched into a circle to make pizza. After the pizza's cooked, it's cut into 8 equal slices. So you're dividing it into 8 slices. Each slice is 1/8. How many slices of pizza can I make with 3 balls of dough? If I have 3 balls of dough and I divide each pizza into 8s, how many slices will it be? Excellent. As you can see, there are 8 slices in one, so in 3 of them, there would be 24. Before we go on, I want to refresh your memory with what a unit fraction is. These are some examples. Can you draw a conclusion? Well, you're right. A unit fraction is any fraction that has 1 over as a numerator over any denominator. Okay, so it is one part of a whole, no matter how many pieces that whole is separated into. We're only going to be dividing by unit fractions today. Joyce is making sushi rolls. I finally figured out why I'm so hungry after math class. Every question is food. All right, she's making sushi rolls, and she needs 1/4 of a cup of rice for each roll. How many sushi rolls can she make if she has 3 cups of rice? Well, each cup of rice can make 4 rolls because she needs 1/4 of a cup for every roll. 1/4 is a unit fraction. And remember, a unit fraction is a fraction that describes one part of the whole. So it has a numerator of 1. Well, there's 2 ways you can look at solving this. My lines are going to be there, I'm sorry. You could use an area model, and this is exactly what I did over her bowls of rice, right? I separated them into fourths. There are 4 1/4 in 1 cup, so there are 12 1/4 in 3, because 4 times 3 gives us 12. I could use a number line to find this, and I could model 3 and really literally be dividing that into fourths. And look at, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You can see that there are 4 1/4 in between each number. There are 4 1/4 in 1 whole, 8 1/4 in 2 wholes, 12 1/4 in 3 wholes. So 3 being divided by 1/4 is 12. Joyce can make 12 sushi rolls. Go ahead and convince me. You can use that diagram. What is 4 being divided into thirds? I know you have this. You are so smart, and I'm so proud of you. All right, look at 2 more. How many thirds, 1/3, are there in 3? Well, there's 3 in 1. How many thirds would there be in 3? Yep, in these 3, there would be 9. How about in all 6 of them? How many thirds are there? Yep, 18 all together in the whole group. All right, today you have the Nearpod lesson where you can actually draw the models and do that. I want to make sure you understand that, and that's a way for me to see that. And then tomorrow you can do the practice buddy for 9-4. The Nearpod questions are really the practice buddy questions. I just put them on Nearpod. And then the practice buddy tomorrow, please make sure you solve a similar problem if you're missing one. You should be getting 10s out of 10s on these because you're that smart. I'm so proud of you. Thanks for all the hard work you're doing. Keep it up. You're doing a great job. All right.